This is our final topic. Let's discuss it. The topic is responsibility of person under void agreement. What is the responsibility of person under void agreement? The first responsibility is to restore the benefit. We've already discussed that under voidable agreement, if the party chooses to cancel the contract, it has to restore the benefit. Same is the case in the void agreement. If the contract is void, if the agreement is void, and if you have received some benefit, you know that the agreement is void, you will not perform the contract, you have to return the benefit. The contract is void, you will not be required to perform the contract. So whatever benefit, advance, deposit that you've got, you have to refund, you have to restore. Second, claim compensation. Now this comes only when it is because of the fault of one of the parties. If one party is at fault, you get the right to claim compensation. The other party gets the right to claim compensation. The aggrieved party gets the right to claim the compensation. Now I'll give you an example. Let's say I have a house or I have a godown, and I have given that godown on rent to you, and I have taken the rent for whole year in advance, and after 6 months the godown catches fire. Now what do I do? Do I need to return the rent that I have received in advance from you, or I get to keep it? No, I have to return the rent because I have in advance received the rent from you. So you get the right to use it for the whole year. Now you can use it only for the half year. I mean, you've used it only for the half year. For the next half year, you won't be able to use it. So I have the liability to return the remaining portion of the rent. At the same time, you have the right to recover the rent from me. I'll give you one more example. This was the example of rent. Now I'll give you the example of sale. I own a godown. I sell it to you, and as a token, as a deposit, you give me, let's say I sell it for 1 lakh to you, and as a token money, you give me 10,000 rupees, and suddenly the godown catches fire. And now you cancel the contract because the contract will not be, it is not, it has become impossible. I'll not be able to perform it because it has, caught fire. So now what do we do? What about those 10,000 rupees? I will be required to return it to you, and you can claim compensation from me. In both these cases, you can claim whatever the loss that you will bear, you will suffer because of this, you can claim compensation, but only when it was because of my fault. Let's say the wiring work which I had done in my godown was incorrect. I had not taken sufficient steps to see to it that there's no short circuit, there's no fire. Even if there is fire, there are sufficient measures of putting the fire off. So I was very careless, and because of my negligence, my carelessness, fire broke there. So now you, along with getting the deposit money back, you can also claim compensation from me. Now let's turn the table. Now let's say the fire occurred because of your negligence. You were using the godown and you are into the trade of explosives or crackers or petroleum products, and you were negligent in seeing to it that they are safely stored and kept, and fire broke off. So now I get the right to claim compensation from you, because of you I have suffered loss in my godown. I need to do the repairing work. So when it is one of the parties' fault, because of one of the parties, the contract becomes void and it is the fault of that party becomes liable to give compensation, and the other party gets the right to claim compensation. Okay. Now, as I said, if it is because of the promisee, promiser cannot be held liable. Now, I was to sell the go down to you. I was the promiser, and fire broke off because of you. Then I cannot be held liable. I'll not be required to refund the deposit money to you. Only if it naturally broke off, then none of the parties is at fault and I'll be required to refund the deposit money. Let's say the fire broke off because of you, then I'll say I'll not refund the deposit money, because then I am not liable. So with this, the text of this, the provisions of this unit are complete. So let's take a quiz on the provisions that we've done till now.